What's up guys, my name is Andy. In this video, I need to take care of a couple of odds and ends, little projects that I need to get done on this truck while I'm waiting for some parts to get here that I had ordered. Things like I've got to get the rear bumper put back on the truck. I took off the bumper that was on here, and it was not the bumper that I wanted, but the one that came with the truck when I purchased this truck. I want to get that installed, but I had to get some new brackets for that. So I'm gonna get that installed. Things like the push-through caps that came with these wheels, they were really rusted and just not salvageable, and these are pretty cheap, so I just ordered another set of these. And then I need to get some new lug nuts. I got like 4 different styles of lug nuts. You know, like the heads of it are different. They're all the right style, you know, in terms of this shank style lug nut that's supposed to fit inside the wheel and that kind of stuff. That's all right, but they all mismatch on the other end of it. So I wanted to get a set to clean that up and make that look a little bit nicer. We'll put these push-through caps on. I just finished doing the floor pans in the truck, and so I've got some undercoating on there just curing, and I got another coat of that, so we'll let that kind of set up. And that's good because I don't have anything that I can do in the truck right now while I'm waiting for some parts. So we'll just let that thing do its part. Some other miscellaneous parts like this door armrest piece it's sticky and it's starting to fall apart, so I just ordered another set of those. And then I noticed that on the driver's side over there, the door handle part doesn't open the door from the inside. You have to open it from the outside. So I'm gonna take that apart and see what's going on with that, get the parts ordered for that. And then while I'm in here, I wanna get these mirrors off of the truck. I know this is gonna, it's gonna set some people off, but this is not my style of what I want on the truck. I want something a little more lower profile, like those rectangular ones that kind of sit down right in this area. So I want to take these off and get those out of the way. And to do that, I have to take the door panel off because the back side of these, there's a nut or something back there, because as I just take this off, it just spins and spins in place. So these ones I can get to when I open the door. These I can get to when I open the door, but I gotta have these door cards off on the inside to get to what's down inside here. So I can do that while I'm taking it off to get to the rest of the stuff. And while I'm getting these wheels taken off to put these push-through caps on, it's a good time to take those drums off and see how the brakes are underneath there. I'm gonna be replacing the the brake master cylinder, and I figured, you know, if I'm gonna be taking that apart, taking that out, I might as well see what the brakes are doing, and when I have the wheels off, it's a good time to check that out. So let's just dive right in. And just on this wheel alone, I've got 2 different head styles on here, so we're gonna get those matched up. So if we get this guy out of here, now we wanna get this guy free. Oh boy, I bet you this is the kind where I need to take this cap off. Yeah, well, let's see. And we're going to come back to that. So we're gonna put on, so this guy just goes through the back side of the wheel and just gets captured in there when the truck or the wheel is on the truck. And that looks pretty good. And then we've got the new lug nuts. And I hate these style of lug nuts because because of the way they're designed, they've got a shank that fits inside the wheel that captures the stud. And it's a good secure bolt. It's just lining them up can be kind of a pain when you first put this first 2 on. All right, we'll come back and we'll torque these down when I'm done. So let's get the other ones done. All right, so those are on. Hey guys, maybe you can help me with this. This cap here, it's loose. In fact, both sides of this truck, the caps are, I don't know, I could probably move that a 1/16 or something small. But the caps on the other side they're locked, they don't move like that. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe you guys can tell me what I've done there. I mean, it's the right size, right? Because what are these, are 4 1/4 or 4 3/4, I forget what the size was, but you know, the diameter. Again, but the other side is locked in, so I don't know what I did there, but anyways, cool. So now those are in. Next project. So the next thing I need to get done is getting this bumper installed. And again, I had I don't know if it was the factory bumper or the heavy duty bumper that I had on this truck. I took that off. Guess I didn't need that. I took that off, and because I was gonna put this bumper on there, and when I bought the truck, this was part of the deal. And I didn't think about it. I don't know anything about it. In fact, this is a bump side truck, and I believe this bumper fits a dent side, which is what, the 73 to 79 or something like that. And you know, I'm gonna get the numbers wrong, but I think it's something like the frame width is like 33 or 34 inches on this truck, and then on the dent sides it was 37 inches or something like that. The width in between these two mounts here is, well, 37 and a quarter, whatever it is on here. So it doesn't fit. So I figured, okay, well, I can just make a spacer. If I've got roughly 3 inches or whatever to fill the gap, I'll just get some 1.5 inch tubing and cut it to length, drill some holes, and then it'll fit on there. And I thought we'd be good to go. And I started to set that up and make sure I had everything in place. And that's when I noticed that these brackets, these frame brackets, they won't fit because they're gonna hit the bottom side edge of the back of the truck. And so the brackets that I do need are shaped to fit that bottom piece. And here's that example. You see this dip right here. This dip is designed to clear that sheet metal or whatever it is on the back, you know, underneath the tailgate. And so what I can do is just unbolt these brackets from this bumper, bolt these brackets in place, and still use those spacers that I had set up. And that should be able to allow me to install this on this truck. Now, I'm kind of going out of my way to make this bumper work, but it came with the truck. It was part of the deal. So, you know, I could buy the right bumper that would fit, but then I'd have to buy the bracket. I mean, it would be quite a bit more expensive than just buy these brackets. So let's get these taken off here, get these installed, and see if everything lines up like I hope it does. So I went ahead and sprayed these bolts with some PB Blaster. Hopefully that will help get me to break these things free. Holy cow. These things are on there good. Whew. Well, crap, that's not gonna work. I need these bolts. I guess I need to order some new bolts for this. Gosh darn it. Whew. Man, these are really on there. Oh. Bolt number 2. All right, we're able to salvage one, although that's not going to work for everything. But yeah, so here's that bracket, and then here's the new bracket, right? So not only is it pitched at a different angle, but you got that bump cut out. So that's why we needed to have the new brackets. And we lost another bolt here. Now we're gonna use the cheater bar and see if we can get this guy to break free. Oh yeah. Boy, there's something about leverage, right? Force times perpendicular distance. The longer the perpendicular distance, the less force we need to break this free. Oh, it's so much easier. Oh, nope, we lost another one. All right, we able to save another one, which doesn't really matter because I got to get a whole set. All right, so now that's out. Probably should knock out those 2 broken bolts and get this cleaned up, and then we can start attaching the new brackets to the frame. So what I've got here is we've got this bracket that's going to go on this side, this bracket over here, and then this one goes this way, and this guy is going to sync up with that, and it's going to go out there and it's going to reach that outer bolt on the bumper. And then here's those spacers I was telling you about. So what we're going to do, if we put these guys through here, put them through that like that. Put my spacer piece on there and then stick this in the frame. Like that. And the washers and lock washers and stuff I gotta put on here. Okay, so this is loose is what we want, because then we're gonna put the bumper on here. We'll tighten everything up. We'll tighten the bumper to this. We'll tighten this to the frame. Get them both on here, and then we can figure out where we need to be with stuff. This piece right here, I think this is actually the old license plate mount. Because I'm spacing this bracket out away from, there's gonna be a conflict where this edge is gonna hit that trough. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Now that worked out all right. It was just a couple of 7/16 bolt and nut holding this in. So I'll hold on to that because there's no reason to get rid of this. Looks like you had a place for maybe a light that shined down on the plate, so that's kind of cool, but I'll hold on to that, but now it's out of the way. Okay, round two. All right, so it's not perfect, but at least it'll get us where we need to be. Let's test fit that bumper to make sure that we didn't miss anything. All righty. So if we were to set this guy on there with the bolt holes line up, mostly there's gonna have to be a little bit of finagling here. It might be a stretch, we'll see. So this thing is supposed to tilt, I guess tilt this way. So it's kind of so this is more vertical, but this piece slopes down. I mean, it's weird because again, I may be trying to make something work that isn't gonna work. This bracket, this hole isn't lining up. I can get these two to line up top, then you have to rotate it so that it fits right to get the bottom hole to line up, and then the top doesn't fit. And it may be because these brackets are cheap. I may have to carve off these little nubs right here. I can just get a grinder and cut that off. It'll give me a little work, but that's okay because I can't do anything until I get those bolts in anyway. So, but at least this is what it's going to look like. My next project is to take these mirrors off. And I had mentioned before, I can get to these 4 bolts pretty easily just because I can open the door and reach the back side, but I gotta get the door panel off to get to these 2 right here. And to get to the nuts on the back side, we're gonna need to take the armrest off, take the window crank off, pull this trim off, then we can pull this door card off and reach inside there and get to those. We're just using this 3/8 nut driver to pull these 3 bolts out underneath the armrest. All right, we'll hold on to these 3 nuts, but the new armrest that I've got, we'll just reuse these bolts for that. Get rid of this guy. And so for this trim stuff, I'm gonna get a piece of plastic. You can use a screwdriver if you want, but the nice thing about this plastic is it won't damage the metal in the door or the metal on the door card. And you're likely to lose the brackets that hold the trim because it just clips on there, but it clips to this trim piece, and yeah, I was able to save that one, so that's good. One down. And we'll just go around the trim and just pop each one of these loose. Nope, lost that one. Ooh, got that one. Yeah. Well, I was able to save some of them. That's okay. These are those pieces that we can pop out of here. We're gonna see if we can salvage them. If not, we're gonna have to order some new ones. Next, we'll go after these Phillips screws that are holding the door card in. And before I take all those out, I can go ahead and get this door crank off. I'm sorry, window crank. All right, we got all those out. What we got left is the 2 nuts that are holding the door catch on here. So let's get those guys. This is 11/32. And we should be able to just take this off of here. Looks like there's some double-sided tape that was used. It's just sticky. Okay, we'll unplug the speaker. That's not going like I want, so we're gonna just hang. I don't care about the speakers anyways, because I'm not gonna listen to the stereo. Oh, I guess I broke that off. Oh well. Okay, so if you look up inside here, you can see those two nuts. We need to put a wrench on those so that we can get the nuts from the outside of the mirrors taken off. All right, let's see what kind of contortion I can get myself into here. That's one. That was easy. And the second one. Oh gosh. All right. Oh, oh, we got it. All right, let's try these next guys here. There we go. Okay. And this last one is a little T-bolt. There we go. With an acorn nut. This is what that looks like. It's just a little T-bolt piece. So yeah, let me get the other one off. I should probably hold on to this so it doesn't drop. Okay, so we got this off. This has actually got a Ford logo on it. So I wonder if these are are they the West Coast mirrors or Camper Special mirrors or something like that. I know these things are desirable on some trucks, but just for my setup, this is not what I'm looking for. Man, this is really bad. Oh, look at that metal. I mean, there's easily a 1/8 inch of stuff underneath here. I was thinking of, the new mirrors I want to put on. I was hoping I could just cover this, with the new mirrors and drill 2 holes to hold the mirror in, but this is so big. Oh well, we'll deal with that later. So now that we got this off, I'm gonna go ahead and get the other side off the other truck. I gotta get that door panel off over there, the door card, so let's get that done. There we go. Yeah, this armrest is way worse. It's all disintegrating, and yeah, it's time for a change on that guy. Get the window crank out and go after this trim. All right, that's out. Now all the Phillips screws are on the door card. I don't know what's going on with the handle. I can feel resistance on it when I pull on it, but I can't tell what's going on in the door here, but I need to take it off to get the door card off, but I need to find out what's going on with this. Yeah, this thing, it looks okay. Same thing, this door's got some schmeg holding it in place. And then speaker wires are on the terminals here that they just don't want to come off. Oh, there we go. I was able to salvage that one, but that's okay. I'm not going to listen to it anyways. And then it's the same thing. We'll just repeat. I'll reach in here, grab those, get that out, get the ones off the top. And the last one. Alrighty, get that out of here. Yeah, this side's not as bad. This is pretty smooth right here. Of course, the paint's not great, but that's okay. This is kind of what I was expecting. And that's just par for the course. I'll have to figure that out later. I don't know where exactly those mirrors mount, if they're up higher or down low. I'll have to check that out, but either way, this is what we got. So looking inside here, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on the camera here, but this mechanism, I don't know exactly how this all works in here. May just need just a little bit of WD-40 just to loosen things up, but the problem I was having when I was actuating this lever, it was all the way down like that instead of close to the cab, and maybe that was the problem. Maybe just reattaching it. I'll have to figure that out, but that was one of the reasons why I wanted to get in here, that and then getting that mirror off. So I'm not sure that I solved the problem, but I was able to spray in some of this spray lubricants from my garage door. It's what I had here on the shelf. I was able to spray it in the locking mechanism here, and was able to just, I bolted this back on, I was able to open it up, close the door. Everything works fine. I wasn't having a problem. I don't know what I did. Maybe this thing, somebody had removed it and didn't put it in right. I don't know what was going on, but it works great now. In fact, it works really good. The door opens really well. Maybe it's because I put that lubricant in there. And then while I was in here, I also did the door slider tracks and stuff like that and make the window go up and down real fast. So anyways, I think it's fixed. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back together, put those door panels back on and get those trim rings back on. And these trim rings, these little clip things that go inside here, they were, I thought I had ruined some of them, but the way they install, you just pinch them and then they just fit inside the tracks here on the trim, and actually it was pretty easy. So, and they slide up and down the track so I can get them to line up with these holes when I put it back in there, and everything should be good. So let me get that done real quick. All right, we got everything back in place. The door card is on now. This is opening the door like it's supposed to. That's good. The trim just pushes on. Those little things, again, they slide back and forth, so that makes it pretty easy. Just kind of hit it with your fist and knock it on, and then put the window crank on. I like to put the window crank in a position so that when my knee is sitting here, it's not, you know, resting on that. So you can kind of fine tune where you want that to be. So let's take a look at the armrest real quick. So here's the armrest that was in the truck, and you can see just falling apart, getting old, needs to be replaced. I know this is blue and this new one is black, but I'm okay with that. I don't mind the black armrest. But this is a much nicer unit. I'm happy to have that. And it comes with some fasteners. They're the Phillips. I think these are a little easier to drive in, particularly when you're starting to get up inside there. So I'm gonna just reuse the old ones, which is fine, but you could use these if you want. So let's get this installed in the truck. All right, that's installed. The handle works, cool, latch works, everything's good there. And then the other side's installed, so we're good to go inside the cab. Now I can get back to installing these brackets for the bumper. I had to order these bolts, the carriage bolts that hold these to the brackets, because the ones I had, you know, busted off. So, and then while I was waiting for them, I was test fitting this. I ended up having to cut quite a bit of this bracket off, and I had also to put some slots in here so that this bracket could slide farther back. I tried cutting the front of it off so it would fit, but what I was doing was trying to make this bumper fit these brackets for this truck, and it's just, in the end, I think I should have just got the right bumper. It would have been more expensive, but the hassle and everything, this will work. This bumper is not a, you know, it's not like you're gonna be, you know, using it to carry some massive load or something, so it'll be fine for what we're doing here, but this is, this was a long process to get to this point. Okay, now that we got everything in there, we can put this up on here, and now I'm not having the problem with everything lining up like I did before. So these bolts, these new carriage bolts, which ironically I was not able to find for this truck. For whatever reason, this carriage bolt is a 9/16. I guess that's not a common size. I ended up having to get these off of a Bronco website to get the right size that I need. It's the width of this carriage bolt, the head on this thing is what I need the right size for, but cool, got the right ones there, so. Okay, now everything's in place. It's just a matter of just tightening everything down and sucking all the bolts in, and we will be set. There, everything is fastened in. All that's left to do is peel off this protective layer to scratch those. It's almost like an aluminum head or something. It's like a cap on the carriage bolt. That's probably normal, but I'm new to this stuff. So get this guy off of there, and the last one. Cool. That's all done. Oh, I also have some little plastic things there to hold the license plate, so that'll be good. Here's just an underside view of those brackets. You can see I had to cut the end of that bracket off to fit the ripple shape of this bumper. And I don't know if just because I got cheap brackets or because I'm trying to make it fit to a bumper that doesn't go with this truck. I mean, it could be anything, but anyways, I cut them up, painted the ends of it while I was waiting for those bolts to get here, and so I think it's gonna look all right. So guys, that's it. That is the bumper install, and got those mirrors off. I know it's not a terribly exciting project, but it's just some of the stuff I needed to get done as I work on this. And funny, when I had to reorder those bolts there, those carriage bolts for the bumper, it took so long that the other parts that I was waiting for, I was waiting for the parts to make other videos, and those took so long, those other parts showed up, and so I could have filmed those videos while I was waiting for those. But anyways, we got parts now so I can keep on making more videos. But anyways, got the mirrors off, and like I said, the style that I want to go in here, bolts on the door right here, and I haven't bought them yet, but I just not 100% if that's what I want to do. There's another style that's a little bit bigger. There is another style that utilizes these holes, but it's not as big of an operation. Again, I think they're called West Coast mirrors or something. It's a smaller setup. I have to look into that, but this on the door here is pretty chewed up, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do with that. But anyways, and then like I was saying about the door, you know, putting that grease stuff in there. I mean, this thing just works fantastic every time. You know, opening this door is just, it's not an issue, and not that they're supposed to be, but you know, as these trucks age, they can be, you know, lots of little things start to crop up, and you're gonna have to start fixing those things. And that's actually what we're doing right now, is fixing all the little stuff. So anyways, mirrors are done, bumper's done. It's time to move on to the next project for this truck. So anyways, guys, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you subscribe, I appreciate it because it helps my channel out. And we'll see you in the next one.